I'll just start. Firstly, delighted with the win. You know, we went in and clearly we had a number of new combinations, but you know, the way the guys have been preparing over the last 10 days, really confident with the group that we went in with, and you know, delighted with some of the execution, particularly in that first half. Second half, we probably paid the price for missing a few opportunities, and Argentina really grew through that. And you know, that whilst we lost a lot of momentum, a lot of that was due to them. Actually, I thought they came back really well, and that 10 or 15 minute spell near the end of the game, I think showed great tenacity from our guys, and it held us in good stead for what's to come. But overall, pleased with the performance and against probably what was an improved Argentinian team in that second half.
Ardie, do you want to say something? Cool. Way go, team, on Zoom.
Oh, hey Fozzie, Ollie here. You touched on it before, but a lot of new combinations out there. Some guys getting their first taste of rugby on this tour. The way that was executed out there in large parts, how much confidence does that give you for the rest of, I suppose, the Rugby Championship, but also looking ahead to the Northern Tour as well?
Yeah, no, Ollie, I think it gives us a lot of confidence, and I think, you know, it's not surprising because I think the quality of how we've been training has been really good. And, you know, you look at the likes of Quinn, I thought Braden Edenor come and played his first game, and I thought he looked really settled at centre, which was pleasing. You know, Tupou Vire, I thought had a great game at lock. Paddy got through a bucket load of work for a big guy coming back. So, you know, there's a whole lot of things in there that were positive for us, and really, you know, it's 5 tests in a row. Like I could keep harping on a bit, but it's you know, every team's going to have to dig deep into their well a little bit over the next fortnight, and I guess the strategy of how we went into this game puts us in a pretty good place going into the next 2 weeks.
I'm sure you haven't had any time to look at the Springboks game from earlier today, but what sort of challenge do they present? And I know you've faced them a lot, but I suppose given you haven't faced them since 2019, your first time as head coach, could you just talk about the challenge in front of you with the World Champions coming up?
Oh, it'll be a torrid game, they always are, you know, and I saw enough of that game, saw about 50 odd minutes of it to know what's coming. You know, I thought the Wallabies did a really good job against them for 2 weeks in a row, and had played well, and probably the first time that the South Africans have played against a team that really plays with a lot of tempo in the last 2 years. And you know, we've got to remember they've been out in a bit of a wilderness last year, and so, you know, I think they'll learn a lot from that, and you know, we'll just focus on this one tonight, worry about South Africa tomorrow, but All Black South Africa games are always pretty special.
Thanks, Fozzie.
Keep going, team.
Okay, g'day Fozzie, Mark Hinton. Obviously today was a bit about some of the younger guys in your squad. Just guys like Sam Masoni, Tupou, Ethan Blackadder, Hoskins. What did they show you tonight, Fozzie? What did those younger guys that haven't got so much experience really show you in the heat of battle?
Oh, I think they showed that they're learning about preparation, and you know, we've really wanted to make sure that we dealt with consistency of our performance regardless of who's out there. And you know, there's enough there tonight that people are going to pick holes in a few things, and rightly so. And you know, like, we've got to be a lot more ruthless when we do create stuff, because we left a few things on the field tonight that really tightened the game up unnecessarily, I thought. But overall, I just think it was good for our younger, newer players to feel that pressure and that tension. Like, it's you know, I thought that fourth quarter for us as a team will be gold for us going forward, because they realise that, you know, you never have anyone beat at a test level. They're always going to come back at you, and if you don't finish them off when you've got a chance, you're in for a bun fight. And we had our hands full there in that last quarter with Argentina, and it'll be good for us.
And just last one from me, where you sitting now, 4 tests in, 2 to go, what does it say about the depth you have in your squad and heading into those 2 tests against the Box? You know, I just guess how do you feel you're placed in terms of that depth that you've built over the last month or so?
Yeah, well, pretty pleased. You know, it's the old mantra: you only build depth by playing players and putting them out in the park. And you know, you can't. You know, I think so. You know, in a lot of ways, it's exposed ourselves to a potential pitfall by making the number of changes we have. But you know, I keep reminding everyone. You know, we've got. You know, this in 2021, we've got 2 blocks of 5 tests in a row, which is something that we've never had before. And I think taking a few, I guess, gambles in some sense of actually utilising the squad, utilising those that are performing at training is going to reap rewards for us later on. But right now, it's positive because we've got a lot of guys playing themselves into form and creating some good conversations.
And Tom here, just in terms of the depth that you have at the moment, you know, are you comfortable that depending on the opposition that comes your way, you can sort of pick and choose your squad to cater to, you know, the strengths of the opposition, or is it very much still there's a pecking order in most positions? Oh,
look, I think let's not get too carried away with it. You know, we've got to be at our best to win test matches, and you know, it's not about it being getting too clever in this space. We had a strategy for these 2 tests that we've been able to implement, and we've got away with it, and it's gone well. So we'll now look at the next week. You know, once the dust settles tonight, look at it, see how all the bodies are, and make some decisions. But I mean, let's be under no illusions. We're not at a stage that we can just mix and match and do whatever we like. You still got to go and have a best 15 on the park, but sometimes the best 15s for us is based on what we're seeing at training and energy levels, and it might be a little bit different to what other people are thinking.
Yeah, thank you. And just on Damien tonight, you know, hugely composed and just a second test start at 10. He's still a guy, presumably, that is very much a fullback first and foremost for you who can slot into that role, or does he at some point, you know, challenge those other 10s as a starting, you know, first 5?
Yeah, I don't think I have to see everything into the future, do I, Tom? You know, like at the moment, he's a 15 who can play 10, but he can play 10 very, very well. And I liked his composure tonight. I thought he dealt with the challenge really, really well. Second start in the All Blacks, but he's experienced at 10. And you know, if anything, he was probably a little bit guilty, maybe underplaying his hand. You know, like he had more to offer. So I was quite excited about his progress.
Thank you. And just for you to keep you occupied. I mean, what's in the water at the moment? And you know, with the loose forwards, I mean, everyone who goes out there sort of has a pretty storming game. How are you guys keeping each other honest?
Yeah, look, it's pretty special times. Like mentioned it before, around being able to go into self-quarantine and spend a bit of time together. We're all competing against each other at trainings and pushing each other. So, and I think that's showing out there on the field. And with guys like Hoss tonight, who hasn't played in a couple of weeks and puts in a performance, and Ethan as well. So it's good for us. It's not so good for coach here. Gives him headaches. But you know, it's good that there's competition.
Yeah, just one on the scrummaging, mate. I mean, how good was that scrum tonight to get you out of some of those positions you were in?
Yeah, you know, it saved us a little bit, you know, when we had our backs against the wall on our try line. So, yeah, we pride ourselves on set piece, and you know, we'll look at that, and you know, the front row, you know, appeal to tonight.
And just in terms of your own leadership role, with the way the game went in the second half, what was the sort of message you were giving to the guys?
Yeah, you know, when Baz came on, it was just around staying calm and just next moment focus. We knew what we were doing, giving silly penalties away, and like Foz said, you know, it started off in the first half and missing those opportunities, and it became close in the end. So it's good for us being able to have our backs against the wall and deal with that pressure. It's something that we can grow in.
Okay, thanks, mate.
Hey guys, we'll have time for probably 2 more calls on the on the Zoom before we throw to the guys in the room. We've got Mario and the Pumas waiting, so a couple more questions, team. Elliot, you're on mute, Elliot.
There we go. Ian, can you just talk about what you got out of Ethan Blackadder tonight, please?
what we got out of Ethan Blackadder is probably what we got out of Ethan Blackadder at every training since he's been picked in a black jersey. He gives everything. He puts his body on the line. He trains hard, and so, you know, just delighted for him that he was able to just keep duplicating what he's doing on Sunday to Friday. He's a top man. He gives you everything. Wears his heart on his sleeve, but loves being in that black jersey, and I think we saw that tonight again.
One more question, team. Cool. Okay, we've just got a couple of guys in the room here, so you're more than welcome to listen into these questions and answers.
Thanks for waiting.
You good?
You needed to beat them by 15 points tonight to get to the number 1 ranking again. How much was playing on your mind in that period of time when they were camped on your line?
I wasn't even thinking about that, mate. Yeah, I got mentioned after in the post-match interview, but my mindset is you got to beat number 1 to be number 1, so it doesn't play anything for me. So we'll enjoy tonight and then refocus next week.
Does it give you any extra anything ahead of next week's match against the guys that you've just deposed and are the World Cup champions?
Look, it's always special playing against South Africa. They're special matches, but for me, I'm just proud of the effort tonight, and then look in the future tomorrow. So I'm just trying to be present in the moment and more about that.
Ian, what about you in terms of being the chief strategist and picking that line up tonight? Did that 15-point buffer come into your mind very much in that second half?
No, I'm at the same level as Ardie. We're two very simple people, aren't we? Yeah, so definitely not mathematicians. To be fair, it's not in our mind at all. And I'm not trying to just say that to downplay it, but you know, really, it's you know, we're about to play South Africa next week. We'll get excited about that, and we're more interested in winning a Test match than where we sit. And if we focus too much on the other thing, then we'll get tripped up and we won't be there for very long. So that doesn't interest us either.
It seemed like South Africa, ever since they've been in Australia, has been focused on this match in Townsville on Saturday. Obviously, they're going to bring something different next week. How do you think you're prepared for that?
You probably have to ask me on Monday, I reckon. You know, but look, we'll definitely we'll prepare the same in many ways, and you know, like everyone's going to be into their 4th test in a row, and so how you refuel the whole squad, get the energy levels up, how we get the strategy and part of it clear in our players' mind is that's all the same. There will be some things that are a bit different that go in there, but you know, trust me. I mean, this is we always we love playing Test matches, but we really love playing South Africa because of the amount of respect we've got for them, and over history it's been an outstanding rivalry. So, you know, we're not sort of so much talking about number 1s and number 2s and that, but we've got a chance to go to Townsville and play a foe we've got a lot of respect for and put ourselves in a pretty nice position in this championship, which is something that we're pretty keen on winning.